When I was around 6 or 8 years old, I remember receiving Christmas gifts. I never knew where they came from or how they got to us, but I just remember being told that they were from your dad. So I grew up in California. I was raised by my grandparents. Both of my parents were in and out of incarceration, addicted to drugs. I idolized my mom a lot. When I would stare out the window thinking that she said she was gonna be here, and she never showed up. And so it was the letdown after letdown is devastating. My brother and I, the only time him and I ever fought was about my parents, because I would hang on every word and I would stare out the window thinking that this time was gonna be different. And he put up walls when I was 13 years old in junior high, and my mom was doing really well, and she said that we were gonna get an apartment, just me and her. And it was like dreams were coming true. And I didn't care if it was a studio, I didn't care if it was a 1-bedroom and we shared a bed. I was with my mom and we were living normal. About 2 months in, the cops raided the apartment and she was arrested right in front of me, taken away barefoot, and I was just screaming in the corner. It wasn't until my grandmother passed away that my mom started to come around more and be more of a presence in my life. Her and I got very, very close. And then she got arrested again. During those years, my dad was doing 10 to 12 years in prison. So we had no communication or contact at that point. I was angry at God for the family and for the parents that he gave me. It wasn't until my second son was born that I actually was introduced to Jesus by my husband. He had said one random day that he wanted to take the boys to church, but I remember going with him one Sunday and I was totally preoccupied. I had my cell phone in hand and he kept nudging me like, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? One Sunday, I found myself in this church, not knowing a soul, completely in tears and wrecked. And it was that Sunday that I found Jesus for the first time, and I was never the same after that. And so I used to think or feel that like the broken pieces of my life needed to be put back together by someone or somehow or in some way to make me whole. And it wasn't until I encountered the Lord that I knew that every broken piece could actually be perfection. My dad, I will never forget when he showed up at our house and he said that he was just released and couldn't get into his halfway house at the time, and he said, can I please just stay here? I have all of my stuff in my car. And that was 18 years ago. And he restored his life in ways that I personally had never seen before. He lived for our kids, and he fell in love with being Papa. And then shortly after that, my mom was released, and that was 14 years ago. Mom now works in recovery herself. It took her 40 plus years to truly find a purpose and find that light. Many people ask me how it all works. All I can say is, it's because of Jesus. I get to be a part of Angel Tree sports events. It is such a blessing to be able to see these kids and the joy that they have on their face and give them this memory, this highlight, this experience that is such a positive experience. And I get to look at them and look in their eyes and say, I see you, I've been you, I know what it feels like. That you don't have to live with the shame or you don't have to pretend that in this space, we are all the same.